Good morning and welcome to our next series webinar in our marketing series webinars for the Center for Business Growth and Innovation at the University of Northern Iowa. As we're letting everybody load in here this morning, we're happy to have you with us to talk about blogging as a marketing tool on your website. So a couple quick things. My name is Patrick Linsman, Senior Program Manager at the Center for Business Growth and Innovation up here at the University of Northern Iowa. We work with small business owners across the state from starting their business to exiting their business, as well as everything in between. I also work with the Iowa Economic Development Authority to bring to you the iasourcelink.com platform. So iasourcelink is where business begins in Iowa. It's a place where we connect you to all sorts of resources to help you keep your businesses moving forward, and partners all around the state. So with that, with me today, we've got Samantha Shupanitz is back with us for her second webinar in this series, where we're going to talk about blogging. It's going to be recorded. We're going to have the slides available for you in the chat. If you do have questions throughout today's presentation, please do enter them into the Q&A box. We'll answer them as best as we can. And this presentation, as marketed, is only going to be 30 minutes. So we're going to be a quick hitter today. And so thank you for joining us. Sammy, take it away.
Okay, welcome everybody. Good morning. As Patrick said, today we are going to discuss blogging as a marketing tool for your small business or your organization. A lot of small businesses or organizations are utilizing blogs to start casual conversations amongst their consumers. Additionally, small businesses are using blogs to generate credibility and establish voice throughout their brand. And a blog is a great way to reach your audience with professional and relevant content that is going to be filling up your social media platform with content that is directing them to your website, which is something that everyone is always wanting to do. So if you've ever wondered about having a blog for your organization, wondered if it's going to be beneficial, wondering, is this something that my audience is going to want to reach out to and read? So maybe today I will convince you that a blog is a good resource for your organization or small business. And maybe if you already have one, you can get some tips and tricks on how to improve your engagement and increase your audience. So a few of the different topics we're going to specifically talk about are, number one, why should my organization have a blog? Number two, what should I be posting about on this blog? And then finally, when and how often should I be posting on my blog? And then once you have it out there, how are you going to promote it and how are you going to gain those views, the ultimate goal? And then we're also going to touch a little bit on SEO driven blogging as well as keywords. This topic is something that can definitely be discussed in probably a 2-hour-long webinar, but we're going to touch on it just briefly and give you the basics to get started and hopefully be successful with your SEO-driven blogging and keywords. So why should my organization have a blog? If you're interested in increasing your online exposure while establishing yourself as an expert in your industry, then you will definitely want to consider blogging as an advantage, as an advantage for your organization, and then as a marketing strategy for your organization. And a blog is a great way to professionally interact with your clientele or your customer base. Having a blog will help your company stand out amongst others and will also give you content to fill your social media platforms with. The blog is also a place where you can humanize your brand. And when I say humanize your brand, I'm referring to making your brand more relatable to people and more something that they don't necessarily see as a business selling them something, but more something that they can relate to and that they are connecting to. But yeah, the blog is a great way to grow your voice. So we talked a little bit about this, but search engine optimization is one of the number one things why blogging is beneficial. It's getting your content out with fresh and relevant things that are coming up on your website all the time when you're consistently blogging. And that is what is very favorable on Google and Bing and Yahoo. And those different platforms are always searching for fresh and relevant content. It's very favorable in their algorithms. And so SEO is something that is very beneficial and a reason why you may want to consider having a blog. Another thing is Customer engagement is an important element of online marketing and branding, and then blogging gives and provides the opportunity for you to connect with your existing and potential customers in a different and more conversational way. Blogging is a great way to build trust, and again, emphasizing that building relationship, which is ultimately the goal with connecting with your customers, is focusing on that relationship. Additionally, a lot of blogging platforms have a comment section that you can actively comment and receive comments from customers or viewers and engage in that way. Establishing your business as an industry leader. It does not matter how small your business is, blogging is a good way for your organization to build trust and establish that leader in your industry. By providing content that will be viewed as valuable, expert information, your potential customers will find trust in you and look for you as the expert in your industry, which is your goal. So you want to be thought of as the go-to tool for anything in your industry and something that people are going to look forward to reading and learning information about. So we've all heard this word, probably brand awareness. And brand awareness is basically just getting your organization's name out there, getting people to know who you are, what you do, what you're all about, and kind of portraying that message that you want people to understand about your company or your small business. And so blogging is a great way to spread that connectivity to your brand awareness, and because people are going to be constantly sharing your business, and it'll be a great way to establish kind of a personality of your company, and then kind of help portray the vision of what you're trying to accomplish with your blog. Okay, number 5, this reason is to create opportunities for sharing, which is another super important benefit of having a blog. Is if you're constantly creating new content going up on your website, you have this opportunity to now share it on your different social platforms, which is going to create a lot of viral traffic for your website, which is awesome, which is the goal. And with so many different sharing platforms available, people are constantly getting fed different content all the time. And so having this content that is relatable, relevant, and going to connect to your audience with the right content will be a great outlet for your company. So now if I have convinced you that maybe your organization or small business should have a blog, now you may be wondering, what should I even be posting about? So a few ideas I have right away just to get started, if you're wondering, where should I start, is interviews. Interviews are a great way. You can interview your colleagues, you can interview other industry professionals, interview the owner, just kind of get kind of a personal feel and help your audience get to know those that are working in your organization. Another great idea is testimonials, because people are always wanting to see what other people think about your product or services. They'd rather hear from other people than you yourself. So testimonials are a great way to highlight your loyal customers, and again, creating that relationship and then showing others that you have this relationship ability with other consumers, and it's going to be show them that they want to use your product or services as well. Another idea is a new product introduction. So if you have something seasonal coming out or something that is, new for the holiday seasons or something, you can talk about it in a blog. And basically it could be a place where you just kind of hype up your audience. You get people excited about what you're doing and kind of generate that excitement throughout your brand, and people can look forward to things that are coming up in your organization. If you have an event coming up, this is a great opportunity to blog about it, tell people about it. Again, that's creating more sharing opportunities for your event. Recently, with so many events going virtual, a lot of registration links are just flying around, and having a blog is a great way to organize your registration links and get people to where they need to go. Another thing you can always talk about is industry news. You're an expert on your organization, your business. This is you. So tell people what you think, and they're going to care about what you think. So That's another idea. If you're looking for some content ideas, also a rule of thumb is that you can also go back to the 5 types of pillar content. So these are just a few suggestions if you're ever looking for content ideas. Google is very favorable to the how-to article, for example. And so this is teaching your readers something step by step. So for example, I own a sock monkey business, and so I'm going to create a blog that has 5 steps to create a sock monkey, or the easiest way to create a sock monkey in 5 steps, something along those lines that users are going to catch that title and are going to want to read. There's also the definition article defining something for someone who may be new to your industry, glossary, maybe defining several terms that are new to someone. The theory article is explaining something in a new and original way. So we've talked a lot about being the expert in your industry. And so using your own words and your own voice, the voice of the company to explain something to your viewers. Also, the list article is very popular and favorable in Google's search engine. For example, you could list something like the top 5 gifts to give this holiday season, top 10 iPhone apps for web designers. Any type of list that's really easy for users to follow is going to be a great way to gain views and gain engagement on your posts. Okay, so now we have discussed what content you should be posting. So now when and how often should you be posting? Most often we suggest businesses who are posting blogs to do so at the same time, either weekly, bi-weekly, monthly. Whether you post a blog once a month or twice a month, be sure that whatever you're doing is consistent. And as a small business or organization, sometimes it's hard to find that time to blog. And so make sure that you create a schedule that is going to be most comfortable for you and most beneficial for your viewers. You don't want to overdo it and cloud your news feeds and website with a bunch of blogs. You want to just find that happy medium and see where you're getting the most engagement. And so, for example, posting blogs every Monday at 5 o'clock or the 2nd and 4th Fridays of each month at 12 p.m. Just whatever you do, make sure that it is consistent, and so viewers can look forward to when your next blog is coming out. And it may find a few tries for you to find a good blog schedule for what works for you and your audience. And that's okay. So feel free to experiment and post your blogs at different times to see which ones get the most views, the most engagement, and then you can kind of continue to create your blog schedule around that. So the blogging schedule is something that we suggest a lot. Is you can just put in your topic, and then when you'll be posting it, and you can look ahead and make sure you have topics that maybe are relatable to like the holiday season, or if you know you have something exciting coming out during February, make sure that you put in your blog schedule that I'm going to do this in February. It's also a great way to organize your promotions and your marketing throughout the month or the year, or whatever you decide to do. Again, consistency, we can't stress this enough. Whatever you decide to do, just make sure that it's consistent for your audience. And then also make sure that whatever you're blogging about is relevant to your industry, to your business. It's something that people are going to find value in. Okay, so promoting your blog. So once we have our blog posted, how are we going to gain those views, and how are you going to get your audience to see what you're talking about and want to see what you're talking about is a whole nother battle. And so creating posts all on social media platforms with a direct link within the post. So a lot of social media platforms allow you to directly post the link. And for example, Facebook and LinkedIn are very easy to post the link in and make sure that it goes directly to the blog, so users don't have to go through your website to go to the blog. They can just go directly from that social post to your blog, which is going to really help you engage with your traffic. And then also, when you post the link into the social accounts, make sure that you also provide a caption with it. If people are just scrolling past and see this post with just a link in it, they're not going to really feel like they should be clicking on it. So let's create an engaging, catchy caption that really describes what's going on in the post, and it will help you gain more views. I also wanted to talk about Instagram, which is a little unique. If you are using Instagram for your business or organization, Instagram is not very favorable with links in their actual posts on their newsfeed. However, you can post a link into your bio on your page, your profile, and when you post anything about your blog, you can say link in bio and people will know to go directly to your profile and then click on the link in your profile. Right now, Instagram has just a one link that you can put in your bio, but there is outside party apps that you can use to provide multiple links in your bio called a link tree. So that could be something you want to look into if maybe you want to link your website along with a few different blog posts that you want to highlight. So social media is a great way to promote your blog. It's a great way to get your blog out there. And additionally, people are going to be sharing those links. And that's going to be able to create a lot of brand awareness for you and then gain you views, which is the ultimate goal. Okay, so stories are unique in the sense that they appear on everyone's timeline. And stories are something that is recently on LinkedIn, they're on Facebook, and they're on Instagram. And it's something that is quick and it's not necessarily a post on your page, but it is something that people will be able to see. And so here I have a few examples of Instagram. And we talked about how Instagram, you can't post the link directly on your post. So you can say link in bio and people will know to go to your profile to get the link. And so, yeah, stories are a great way to promote your website, promote your blog, just another additional fun way to use your social media to do so. So if you're an organization or a small business that uses email marketing, maybe you have a newsletter that goes out every month or so. This could be a great way to also promote your blog. So let's say every month you highlight one blog post from that month, and that'll be a great way for people to directly get that link and then gain you views, which is the goal. Also, just an idea, if you are doing email marketing and maybe you send out a newsletter bi-weekly or monthly, maybe that's a good schedule also to have for your blog. And so it can kind of go hand in hand with what you're doing on your email marketing and can go along with your blog. Just kind of a cohesive component to your brand. So a lengthy blog post with no page breaks, no pictures, is not a page that viewers are going to stay on, which is going to hurt your bounce rate. And when I say bounce rate, I'm referring to the amount of time that viewers are spending on a particular post. And when I'm saying spending on your post, if you can see that people are spending 2 to 3 seconds on your post, that probably means they're not actually going to read the whole thing. And so your goal is to have as much time spent on that page as possible. And to do so, I suggest organizing your blog from the eyes of the viewer. And so avoid lengthy paragraphs, provide links to other relevant pages, maybe on your website so they can easily navigate throughout your different pages. Provide pictures, videos, and make sure that you have some catchy titles that really describe what's going on in the blog. Okay, so 40 to 60 billion searches happen on Google every month in the United States, and 2 trillion searches happen on Google every year worldwide. And so how do you make sure that your content is being seen by the right audience and being seen at all? And so the answer to this is search engine optimization, which is the process of proving the quality and quantity of website traffic to a website or web page from search engines. SEO targets unpaid traffic rather than direct traffic or paid traffic. Again, I said we could talk forever about this topic, but SEO is a great way to get your audience that you really want to reach. And I talked a little bit about organic reach or unpaid reach versus paid and direct reach. So organic reach is something that is going to be very beneficial to use with your blog. It is natural search results that Google had determined are the most relevant and helpful for the search query you entered. So this is something that is free and that you want people to be able to search and find your content on their own and not necessarily using paid media to get their attention. And so a blog is a great way to do that because you're continuously providing relevant and fresh new content. And you can also put in those keywords and get people to search for your topics. And then paid or direct reach, an organization has paid for an ad on Google or has provided a direct link via a post on social media. And so that's a little bit different between organic versus paid reach. And again, with your blog, let's shoot for that organic reach. So how does Google determine a page rank? So a page rank is when Google looks at all the other websites that link to your website, and it determines, is this page relevant and trustworthy? And then that's how they determine where your postings will show up when someone searches for some type of content on Google. Google uses a spider or a bot that will access the post in regard to the titles and headers you have used. And so they'll use those keywords that you have used in your blog to really determine how relevant and does the audience need to be searching and finding this content for them. So best SEO practices. Again, we could talk forever about this, but just a few tips and tricks that I have for you when you are diving into your search engine optimization is, number one, accurately describe the page's content. So whenever you are picking out a title for the blog, make sure that it effectively communicates the page's topic, and then create a compelling and useful content that is going to be relevant for users and they'll want to link to as well. So if you have a blog post that is relevant, useful, people are getting views, people are wanting to go to it, other pages, other websites may also want to link to your blog post as well, creating more views. Create unique titles, title tags for each page. Each of your pages should ideally have a unique title page, which will help Google know how the page is distinct from others on your site. And then also use brief but descriptive titles. So people don't want to have to read a lot to understand exactly what you're talking about. They want to get the point across right away. So when you're describing your blog, make sure that it is descriptive and to the point. And then you can make use of the description meta tag. A page's description meta tag gives Google and other search engines a summary of what the page is about. And it can be a sentence or two or a short paragraph. Accurately summarize the page's content, write a description that would both inform and interest users if they saw your description meta tag as a snippet in a search result. And so that is something that will show up underneath your title on the Google search post. And then again, use unique descriptions for each page. It helps users and Google in searches where users will be bringing up multiple pages from your domain, and then they'll be able to determine what is the relevant content that they need to be seeing. Keywords are important because they are the link between what people are searching for and the content you are providing to fill that need. Your goal in ranking on search engines is to drive organic traffic to your site, we talked about earlier, from the search engine results page. And having keywords within your postings as titles and headers and in the description will move your postings up on the page rank. Keywords are ideas and topics that define what your content is about. In terms of SEO, they're the words and phrases that searchers enter into search engines, also called search queries. And so a little tip that I have used in the past is called Google Trends. And Google Trends is an application that Google has. You can just type it in and it will send you right to it. And you can input different keywords that people may be searching for and compare them, essentially. You can input up to 3 different keywords, and then you can change the location and where you want to compare these results. You can compare the time span. So let's say maybe you want to know, okay, during Christmas, what are people really searching for? Or during the summertime, what are people looking for? And then you can even break it down by months. So here, I wanted to find out, were people searching for the term sock monkey more, or were they searching towards the term sock puppet? And so here, Google Trends was able to show me what in the month here of September and into October, what people are mostly searching for. Is it the term sock monkey? Is it the term sock puppet? And so from this data, I can kind of determine, okay, there's kind of an even amount. And so I need to incorporate sock puppet and sock monkey throughout my blog postings and use those keywords in my titles and headers and descriptions. Furthermore, you can use Google keywords with looking at the region specifically that you're looking for. And so it can even break down the United States here, and I can determine, okay, in Iowa, more people are searching for the term sock puppet. So let's say I'm trying to target more people in Iowa particularly. Maybe I need to switch up my blog post to reflect that keyword sock puppet that I'm using in my Google search and in my blogs. So keywords, again, is super important. It's how you're going to gain that organic reach and something that will be beneficial for you as you try and drive views without having to pay for those words or pay for those Google AdWords. So again, just looking at your blog and thinking of it through the eyes of the viewer is going to be really beneficial, and understand what people are searching for, what they want to be finding, and how your blog can meet those needs is going to really set you apart in your industry. So we talked about this in our past few webinars, but the Panther Biz HQ is a program here under the Center for Business Growth and Innovation. It partners students here at UNI with small businesses or organizations all across Iowa, and they help them with their different digital marketing needs. And so if you're interested in some type of service like that, definitely reach out to Patrick and he can connect you with those folks. I'd like to take questions as well. Go ahead and put them in the chat. And then I also want to encourage everyone to sign up for our next webinar, which is Tuesday, November 17th at 10 a.m. And we're going to be talking all about Instagram and how you can use Instagram for your business. And here's my contact information. If you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out. My name is Samantha. And Patrick, do we have any questions?
We do. So a few that have come in, one from Ellen. Early on, we were talking about types of blogs. It was looking at, so if you got someone that's big in your industry, are there ways to find people that they want, if they wanted a payment? So her question is, in her industry, she knows that those types of people sometimes require payment for interviews, and sometimes those payments are very high as $10,000. Any thoughts on finding people that will talk to you without spending money?
If you're just starting out with your blog, just interview your loyal customers or interview your circle first and try and create that content. And then you can consider reaching out to other industry professionals who are maybe doing the same thing you are, and you can use each other to kind of help each other out and gain more views and gain your audience. But yeah, I would say start with your circle first. If you're looking into doing an interview for your blog.
Yeah, especially if you're looking at taking it to that level where you're going to be paying people, you'd want to have a solid following that you know you're going to get some sort of return on before you started paying for it. So Val asked, how long should a blog be? Is there like a specific word target or length?
I would say that a blog, if it's over about like 5 paragraphs, it's probably a little too long. People are not wanting to read all of that. And so make sure that it is short paragraphs that are to the point. And also you can include pictures and videos or anything that's going to kind of break up your content and be easier for viewers to see. And so kind of think of it, if you were looking at this blog, would you want to read all of it, or have content that is just keeping going on and not getting to the point? So my suggestion is always keep content that is sweet, to the point, and is reflective of what you want people to know about your brand.
Yeah, so there's not necessarily a rule of thumb, but it's probably somewhere in that, more than 200, but, you don't want to be, unless you've got a very in-depth piece, you probably don't want to be going past that 600-700 words. I think to Sammy's point, you want it to be direct, concise, and really provide that value with without a lot of fluff in between. And those are just estimates. I mean, you could write a 1,500 word blog that people love as long as it's relevant and driving that content. So Lonnie asked, do you usually write the blog on your website and just link it anywhere, or like in WordPress and then connect it to your website? You can see it there. Maybe I didn't. So let me ask that again. So do you usually write the blog on your website or just anywhere, like in WordPress, and then connect it to your website, Facebook, etc.?
Yeah, you would write it in your whatever type of platform that you have, whether that is WordPress or Wix or whatever your platform that you're using, and then post that to your website. And then that'll generate a link that you can use throughout your social posting, like Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I think too, it's just assuming your website has a module or a widget, like WordPress would have a blog widget, Wix would, use the one that's on your website to help you out. If you don't, then you would maybe have to look at another option to insert one of those types of things on your site. So Val asked, is it okay to utilize an interview that she's using for radio, then use it in a monthly newsletter and then as a blog? Is there some benefits through synergy for using similar content, or does each piece need to be different?
I would say go ahead and also put it out there on a blog. You never know what views you might get on it, and it can be something that will be kind of a cohesive element to your content and another way to gain more views.
Awesome. Well, we're already past our half an hour. So we said today was only going to be a quick hitter, 30 minutes. We'll take one more question, then we'll wrap. So Valerie asked, is there a place you could recommend where there maybe be samples or a tutorial for blogging where you could start to work on your writing style?
I would say go to websites or blogs that are like your industry. So if you know of a competitor that is blogging, see what they're doing and see how they're doing it, and kind of go from there if you're looking for a place to start.
Awesome. Sammy, great job. Thank you for coming to talk to us about blogging for your website today. This will be recorded and up on SourceLink and the Center for Business Growth and Innovation's website. Everyone that attended today, you'll get a follow-up. We'd love to be able to answer your other questions. And if you do need specific help, either with your social media or your website, reach out to me or Sammy, and we can work with you through our Panther Biz HQ program. Be sure to sign up. So Sophie will be back next week with Instagram for Business. Again, it's going to be a quick 30 minutes on the basics of Instagram for your business. And we'd love to see you there. Otherwise, everybody have a great rest of your Tuesday, and we hope to see you in the next one.